You can legislate health. So I get where she's coming from. It is important, but this bill does not really, in my opinion, perpetuate actual health changes.
So if you want your quality of life to improve, being obese and being diabetic or sick is not improving anybody's quality of life. I see no compassion in spending money and allowing people to spend that money on things that are going to make them unhealthy.
It's known as the junk food bill. And for Representative Mary Bentley, it's a simple idea: stop state money from being used for junk food. However, opponents of the bill say that it is far too restrictive, causing far more problems than solutions for lower income families.
It's a lot more restrictive than it's being presented as. So the bill specifically says that the program should be modeled after the WIC program, which has very, very definitive guidelines on what people can buy. So we're not talking about just eliminating, sodas and candy. We're talking about getting really, really restrictive on what people can buy.
Foster's apprehension comes from Section 2, Paragraph 2 of HB 1035, the House bill known as the Junk Food Act. In that paragraph, it states the Department of Health would use federal guidelines from the WIC program as a basis for identifying foods. However, Bentley says the idea is not to be restrictive, but to encourage people to eat food with a little more sustenance.
And I'm not trying to say eat a fruit smoothie every morning. We're just saying let's stop the Cokes and the candy. Let's get real food out there. Buy a can of raviolis, buy a frozen pizza, buy some hot dogs that are Dollar General. Get a gallon of milk and put milk in a sippy cup and not Mountain Dew.
Foster agrees with Bentley that nutrition should be a priority for the citizens of Arkansas and of Russellville. However, she also notes that lower income families in rural areas may have trouble accessing that food because of the area that they live in.
And for some people that won't be a huge impact. A lot of people try to eat really healthy on SNAP anyway, but for people who live in rural areas, they're going to really struggle. We have a lot of people who rely on the gas station in their community for their food access. And at places like that, those foods, healthy foods especially, tend to be very expensive because they don't carry that many of them.
And we know that when money's involved, it's market driven. Okay, so I think if we pass this, it will distributors will be out there meeting the need. Those other guys are not going to not get that money. We're not cutting back on the money. We're saying use that money. People have worked hard to give you that money. Use it for something that's a little healthier.
Coming up tomorrow, part 2 of our interviews with Kristin Foster and Representative Mary Bentley. We will discuss the economic impact, plus how the numbers affect the citizens of Russellville.